What's up, everyone? It is Diecastbuffet here again with a Kyle Larson 2025 Championship 164 diecast. Check out the box design on this piece. It is amazing. One of my all-time favorite box designs. It is awesome. Let's go ahead and check it out. Box in hand. I want to say thank you for tuning in. We got one of the best diecast of 2025, in my opinion. Look at the box design. It is absolutely incredible. What year is it? Is it 2009? We have paint scheme specific box designs. I tell you what, I wish they would take this verbatim box design and use it on every 164. Just change the color, the driver, team number, whatever, blah, 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 to match the paint scheme. This is high-key one of my favorite box designs. It is straight out of the 2000s. It is absolutely incredible. And oh yeah, there's a diecast in it. We'll be checking it out. But I really want to show the box artwork. Look at this. You got Kyle Larson, number 5, Hendrick Motorsports, Cup Series 2-time champion, diecast body and chassis. You have the blue, red, white, and a little bit of like a brushed aluminum at the bottom, which is really, really sharp. I like the outlining of the Kyle Larson name. It just really, really well done stuff. The official name for this car is Hendrickcars.com Champion 2025 Chevrolet. If you're curious, the Phoenix raced version will get made, I believe. They did this for Ryan Blaney in 2023, even though he didn't win the championship finale race. He won the championship. They inevitably still made that one. So I imagine that one's going to get made, as popular as Kyle Larson is. Here's another look at the box design. You can see a little bit of like I believe a checkered pattern in the background. Very, very sharp. Look how cool this is, man. 2-time NASCAR Cup Series champion. You have the Cup Series trophy. And what's so amazing about this, fellas, is they did this for all 3 of the series. They didn't just put a generic trophy and just call it a day. No, they actually took each series specific trophy and put it on the box artwork. High key, this is one of the greatest box designs I have ever seen for a 164. I tell you, I wish every single 164 would have this style. Like, could you imagine every raced version has like maybe a photo of the trophy on the box? So if they win, I don't know, for example, let me grab a race to win diecast. How about this one? A Pocono race to win for Chase Briscoe. Could you imagine the box artwork having maybe the trophy of Pocono on there? Like, how cool would that be? And then you go over here to the top of the thing, you have 2-time NASCAR Cup Series champion. I mean, absolutely amazing job, Lionel, with the box design. Fantastic stuff. And if you're curious, here is the bottom of it. Enough of me yapping about cardboard. Let's go ahead and actually get to the diecast. Diecast out of the box, and here we go. Wow, is this thing cool, dude. So this is the first time we've seen the Kyle Larson Next Gen primary paint scheme with the rubber tires and the metal chassis, because the primary car was made so early in the season. It was well before the production line change, and this just looks so freaking cool, man. Fantastic looking car for sure. So if you're curious, get it at Circle B while you can. If you're wanting this car, I don't know how many they're making of this. The Corey Heim and the Jesse Love ones, I don't know how many they're making of those either, right? The MOQ currently is 1,500, so I imagine, give or take a little bit around there. I mean, maybe some of them are verbatim 1,500. This one's probably higher than that, but I mean, if you're a Larson fan and you really like the championship logo stuff, this is the one you want to get. I like how they make the championship series one, right? Because there's a lot of fans that like that. But they also make the championship raced version as well. I really enjoy how they do that. I think it's really cool. So this was kind of the swan song of the playoff era, if you will, the last chapter. So we do have the playoff banner. I imagine playoff banners will still exist, but it won't be playoff banners. It'll be like Chase of the Cup banners or something. Anyways, you have that on the front of the windscreen there. You have the yellow spoiler there. There's a little bit of a paint chip there. That's unfortunate, but, it does happen. Hendrickcars.com right there on the hood of the car. Go to the front of the diecast. Got Hendrick once again on the right side. Very iconic paint scheme. Arguably the most iconic paint scheme of the 2020s, because it runs every other week, and I mean that in a good way. I think it's very important to have some paint schemes run continually. Like For instance, if someone asked you, okay, what paint scheme does William Byron drive? Like, what is his paint scheme? I couldn't tell you, right? What is I don't know, Tyler Reddick's paint scheme? I couldn't tell you, right? Because they run so many different sponsors. But when you have a cat like a Kyle Larson or a Chase Elliott, or Kyle Larson's always driving the Hendrickcars.com car. Chase Elliott, for the majority of his Cup career, has always been the Napa car. Just fantastic stuff. And this is one of the final 2025 through 2022 era next-gen cars to be produced for the Chevy mold. As in 2026, they would be changing up the nose of the car and the rear of the car. So this is kind of the retirement tour, if you will, of this diecast mold, the final original diecast mold from the 2022 next-gen era. So it's a little bit bittersweet in that regard, because it's crazy to think that it's interesting how like Ford and Toyota, they both kind of went wayside on their original next-gen diecast mold after the 2023 season, and they both had a brand new car for 2024, that being the Camry and the Mustang. And Chevy's like, nope, we're going to run it back. And then they came back in 2025 and ran it back once again. Got the number 5 right there on the door panel. Hendrickcars.com. I'm trying to get the camera to focus. There we go. Hiring technicians. You can really see the tires. Just beautiful stuff. Love that very sharp Goodyear font. It's so much nicer having non-blurry Goodyear tires on the 164 Cup cars. It's amazing. Goodyear Cup Series. Notice, I'm going to zoom in here, it does say 2-time champion on the car. So that is really, really cool. Kyle Larson getting his second championship, albeit, that whole championship weekend was, oh my goodness, there was so much controversy. Connor Zilisch, Corey Heim. I mean, there was a realistic scenario, guys, that Corey Heim was not going to win the championship, right? It was not a given. He had to earn it because there was chaos in the truck race. And then Connor Zilisch, who won like 11 or 12 Xfinity races, lost the championship. I mean, Denny Hamlin's about to win the championship, and then I think Byron had a tire failure or something. I mean, it's just, I'm so thankful the playoff era hopefully is done, and the chase for the Cup produces fantastic championship battles, because as the millisecond I heard about the chase of the Cup returning, I thought it was extremely cool. So we'll see how that goes. Kyle Larson right there, the name banner. You have your 3 race win stickers. Did he only win 3 races? Wow. So what was his 3 wins? He won Bristol, Homestead, and he won Kansas. Wow, that is crazy. He almost pulled a Matt Kenseth, where he won his last race in the springtime and then did nothing over the summer and the fall and still won the championship. I say nothing, but just top 10 and top 5. That is pretty cool. On the B post, you do have Chevrolet, Exalta, Mack Tools, Freightliner, Simeon's, Cincinnati Industries. Got Valvoline in the back window panel. Over to the rear bumper of the car, you can see the yellow there. I'm not sure if they painted it or wrapped it. I'm going to assume they wrapped it, because this area right here looks kind of wrinkled. So I'm guessing they like heat wrapped it or heat shrunk it. I'm not exactly sure how they do that. I got Hendrickcars.com, number 5 there. Chevrolet Z01 Valvoline. Over to the right side of the diecast. Beautiful, beautiful car. Just what an awesome looking paint scheme. I know some people, they want him to change the paint scheme up. Personally, I love it. Like, I really enjoy how, like, Joey Logano, his Pennzoil car, Shell Pennzoil car, is almost the same every year. I think that's actually really good for the sport, because when I think of Joey Logano, I'm like, it's the red and yellow 22 car, right? Kyle Larson, it's the blue, white, and red number 5 car. I really like how drivers, some of them, they stick with one paint scheme for a very, very long time. And it's definitely a throwback of throwbacks. We're here to the roof of the diecast. You have NASCAR Cup Series Champion ×2, Larson to the back window, and then how about this? This is a really cool thing. Thank you to our Hendrick Automotive Group partners, and you have all these different sponsors. You have Ally, Exalta, All Pro, Lumar. I don't know what the heck that is. Snap Auto Parts, Universe, Valvoline, ZHP, Kelly Blue Book, Chevrolet. So what a fantastic diecast, man. It really reminds me, in all honesty, Kyle Larson winning his second championship reminds me so much of Tony Stewart. I'm telling you, Tony Stewart, his 3 championships was 2002, 2005, and 2011. Larson, 2021, right? Close enough. 2005, 2025, Kyle Larson, Tony Stewart. I'm just saying. So does that mean Kyle Larson wins the 2030 or 2031 championship? I don't know. That's a long time from now. Anyways, it just really reminds me of that because all the merchandise, when Stewart won his first championship and he won his second one, X, Y, and Z, this really takes me back to that. So fantastic diecast. And if you're getting this one, you might as well go ahead and pick up the Truck Series and the Xfinity Series, the final Xfinity Series champion, as they're the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series now. So that's all for now, fellas. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. What an awesome diecast. The box design alone is really worth it. I mean, it's so cool. It kind of makes you want to, get a whole bunch of the boxes, right? All these championship boxes, and then just put the normal primary paint schemes in there because it just looks that cool, right? That's all for now. DB, have a blessed one. Signing off.